Thank you everybody for joining us here today. My name is Gabriel Brent and we are going to be doing the Apazone swing pub. Just to give you a little bit of information about some of the assumptions that we're making, we are assuming that everybody here knows about the Apazone's method and style of identifying support and resistance and supply and demand on our charts. We are using 3 time frames to demonstrate a fractal harmonic of the weekly, daily, and 60-minute. The daily is our context charts, the weekly is our big supply and demand type of level charts, and we're using our little wonderful market analyzer here to go through all the different Forex pairs that we are watching. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started here on the Aussie CAD. On the Aussie CAD, we have been moving from demand up to supply, and it looks like we're getting a little bit of a reaction here off of the big weekly level. On the context chart, the trend is still to the upside, and we see that we've gotten a lot of overlap here over the past couple weeks as prices really found a lot of chop and a lot of consolidation in between these two levels. Looks like it could be breaking to the downside here today as price is retesting that low point to the tick, and actually the low point of the zone right now. That looks to be the interesting thing going on at this very minute in this particular market here. If that is the case, then we would want to wait for price to break lower, get a little bit of confirmation, and to see some type of level be formed here. Look for it to come down even further than that. If I draw my little arrow tool here, you can kind of see something that I would be looking for as far as a possible price movement here over the next few weeks. Moving into the Aussie Swiss. In the Aussie Swiss, we are looking that we're in like some type of a range. Looks like we found a little bit of consolidation on the weekly, and now we're pushing back down again. When I say over here, on the daily time frame, is what I'm referring to. It looks like we've found a really nice area of consolidation, okay, and kind of range, if you will be. Identified the consolidation with the zone here, the little blue zone that price is retested, and now we're pushing back into pretty much the middle of the range. So again, I would be waiting to do anything on this particular market just as we're like right in the middle of the range. Okay, things are looking to the upside, but right now it's a little too early to be doing anything to the upside here. So we just want to be patient and wait. It says that the trend is up and rangy, and I totally agree that things could be moving to the upside, but it's a little too soon to be jumping on board to the upside. Okay, so I'm just going to be waiting as far as that market is concerned. So William, would you take the next market here for us?
Sure thing. Hello everybody, my name is William. Here we are in the Aussie Yen. Let's go over to our weekly chart. It's just revisited this aqua level on the weekly. Revisited the aqua level last week. We got a drop from it 2 weeks prior. Looks like price came back to retest it, and now we got a big drop out of it. This whole week looked like we've been dropping. And this Aussie Yen has been in a nice downtrend for quite a while now, and looks to be that the trend is going to continue to the downside. Let's go over to the daily, kind of zoom in on what happened on that weekly level. And as you can see, here's our 2 levels of interest. Well, this was our level of interest. Price almost got up in there, didn't quite get there. It formed a new daily supply, and we got a big drop from it. About to revisit daily demand again. This trend is in a nice downtrend, so I expect this level to get taken out sometime here in the near future. I don't know how long that might be, but we're on our way back down and about to revisit this demand level down here. So trying to play it cool and see what happens next. I wouldn't be looking to get into this trade as of right now. If you do, look to take small targets to this level. Your better trade would have been up here. Been a nice entry to get it short up in here. downtrend's intact. We're on our way down to revisit this daily demand. We'll see what happens once we get there to see if we're going to bust through and take this zone out and take this low out. And if we do that, of course, we're going to be going lower. So this weekly chart up, here we are on the Aussie dollar. And you can see that the Aussie dollar has been in an uptrend. We just revisited this weekly supply zone. And looks like we're falling from it. Got a nice drop from it. Last week we rose up into it, kissed it, now we're falling from it. As Gabe has it illustrated with his little blue arrows here. So nice call, Gabe. Nice call on that. Let's go over to the daily and see what's going on with it. And as you can see, here we are on the daily. Gabe has it highlighted in red here. We're looking to get up into this level before we got our drop, but we didn't quite get there. Reformed a new supply level and got our drop, and now we're back down to daily demand here. This thing's in an uptrend. Trend is up and trending. So might want to look to take the long here down here in this yellow zone. But we want to wait to see what price does. If price gives us the correct signal, if it gives us our proper price action that we're looking for to get in on our entries, we want to wait for that. Kind of sit on your hands and keep your eye out on this pair. We might be seeing some buyers stepping in here soon.
I think this is really interesting as when we do see the retest of the daily level, I think it would be really important for us to see some consolidation in that level and then pop back out to the upside before I would be looking to get in to the upside there. Because right now it still feels like it's kind of ranging in between these couple levels, like the big weekly level and then that daily yellow level too. So I would say take the daily level with confirmation for sure.
I agree. And that's basically what I was trying to allude to, in other words. But yeah, I agree. So just keep your eyes, sit on your hands, keep your, just play it cool, be patient, and let's see what pans out here on this daily level before we look to get in on an entry. The euro pound. You say you want to take the euro. I'm gonna take the euro pound real quick. All right, here we are on the euro pound. Wow, this thing's just tracking up, man. We already got a little sell-off when we first got to this brown weekly supply zone. As you can see, it sold off a little bit, but this formed into another demand level. And we've just been taking off through it, and it's going to get taken out here to close this week. This level's going to be gone, and now we are here at this fresh aqua weekly level again here. But this trend's in an uptrend, big time, and I just know, fundamentally speaking, that the pound is weak because of the Brexit and all that crazy stuff they got going on over there. So I expect this trend to continue, not only because the chart tells me it's most likely going to continue, but fundamentally, around the world, people feel that the trend's going to continue up because the pound is weak. But anyway, here we are about to retest this daily supply zone, this yellow daily supply zone. It's yellow, so most likely it's going to get taken out. You might get a little reaction from it before it gets taken out, but most likely it's going to get taken out, and we're going to revisit this aqua level. I feel the next stop is this aqua level more than this orange level. I think we're just going to breeze right through there and get this aqua level before we get a little consolidation period or a little retracement back down. But the trend is up. I'm just waiting patiently to find a good entry to get long in this. I'm going to take the euro dollar, Gabe. I know you wanted to speak on it.
I remember a few months ago when we were doing this stuff, like the euro was something that I did not want to talk about at all. Like,
yeah.
One of my least favorite markets there, but market conditions change. So now we're looking at the euro from being in a huge area of consolidation and range. Technically, we're still in this, but we've had some new developments, and we've been seeing some good things to the upside here. This week, we just formed an area of consolidation that's overlapping this area of resistance right there, which is a really good sign that things can continue to the upside here. So this is a big weekly perspective of where we could see price moving to. And this week just really helped out the cause quite a bit. So we are going to be looking for that to continue on here. You can see over the past couple days we did put in the new high, so this brand new fresh little resistance level is going to get taken out, but I really feel like this is still the big play at hand. Nothing has told me that anything else has changed. Yes, we're still hitting into some resistance, but I'm looking for that to break in the, like the big weekly type of perspective. So I'm just going to be watching this one. We identified this interesting pattern here on the euro dollar as well as another market, and it seems to be playing out. So we'll just keep watching it, and the overall idea is that we're going to go to the upside, just like what these lines represent here on our chart. So I just think that's really, really cool. I'm looking to be a buyer on this thing when that happens. So if you can a buy idea out of the smaller time frame, then just take that thing, because it's really looking as to what's going on here. It's making new highs inside the supply level, or the weekly supply. Daily supply is getting broken. Demand's holding, so I really think something new. The trend is up according to our elite system, and things are looking really, really good there. So I really like that quite a bit. So I'm going to take one more market. No, actually, I'm going to let you take these two pound markets, since you were talking about the pound a little earlier, William, and then we'll get into the final market there.
All right. Here we are, pound Aussie. We're revisiting weekly demand. Seem to be getting a little reaction in this zone right now. Let's take a look at the daily, see if we can zoom in on what's going on there. And as you can see, Gabe has a bunch of lines drawn out, a bunch of possible price movements that he's looking to take advantage of if they play out. Right now we're at daily demand, and it seems we came down and popped out, and then now we're retesting it. So it looks like we might be coming back up to this zone, like as he has illustrated, either this zone or that zone. And if we continue up, you can see he has that drawn out, that perspective drawn out. And if we can come back down, that is drawn out as well. Kind of, this thing's consolidating on the daily. It's kind of in the decision area right now. So basically, the market's looking to see what direction it wants to go in next. If we get a 2-bar engulf here tomorrow, I would say we're going to at least retest this zone. If not this zone, if this zone gets taken out, we're going to retest this zone, and we might possibly shoot back down, as Gabe has illustrated already, or we could possibly go back up, as Gabe has illustrated already. So he's pretty much got everything mapped out for us on this pair. Really much to talk about. The pictures speak for themselves. These arrows speak for themselves. But every possibility that can pan out here in the near future is illustrated by Gabe's drawing. So just keep that in mind. And if you're looking to enter appropriately, enter when you see the right signals, and set your targets and stops accordingly. Let's go to the next market, pound New Zealand.
It's actually the Kiwi. Thank you very much, because I love Kiwis. Kiwi. Yeah, I love Kiwis, and everybody should love Kiwi too. Don't ask me why they call that, but that's what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they grow a lot of kiwi out there or something. I don't know. Here we are on the pound kiwi. We just formed a new supply zone. Price fell a little bit out of it, and now we're coming back in to retest it. This thing's in a downtrend, so I expect price to get back up in the top, more of the top of the zone before we get another sell-off. Let's see what the daily's saying. Let's see what we're looking at on the daily here. We might end up getting a sell-off already. You see price just formed a new daily demand, came up to kiss this aqua level, got a nice drop from it. Didn't quite get a 2-bar engulf. This green candle might be the beginning of another retest of this zone. If this zone holds, we're going to come back up to retest this zone again. and then I expect this thing to sell off from there, or we might even come back up in here. But I expect to retest somewhere up in here before we get our next sell-off. And, that's basically it. I don't know if you would like to go long here. It's kind of more, a little bit more risky. Could go long if you choose to do so. If you're a type of more riskier trader, if you like to take a little bit more risk and like counter trend plays, that would be the counter trend play back up in here. Or you can just sit on your hands and wait for price to get here and take another short as this thing's in a nice downtrend. This trend's being respected. And, if we get back up in here and get a sell-off and we break this low, we're going to continue to go down. So that would be the play I'm looking to take advantage of on this pair. So
This is the reason why I like this market is the same reason why I like the euro dollar. Seeing the same pattern play out on both markets here, and I think that's just really interesting and really cool. So you can kind of see it on the weekly charts, but I really see it nicely on the daily chart. Okay, so it's kind of I don't know, I can see an M right there. If you can see that with me, and then it consolidates right in the middle, and then it pops up again, and then yeah, now we're just looking for this thing to continue to rise out of here. And that's the way I see that one happening. Okay, so as we're looking at price retesting this blue level, I think this is a very interesting place to join the trend to the upside. And you can see the Elite software says to the upside, and we're starting to trend up. So that is very, very interesting to me. If we look over here at the 60-minute time frame, I'm looking to have price confirm everything to the long side. But this is a good pullback for me. Okay, and when price confirms it to the upside here, and we can show our levels here. As price confirms it to the upside, then I can jump on board and I can be looking to, let's just say price confirms this here in the next few hours. I can be looking for a target right there, maybe a target up there at the highs, and just get into it to the long side so that I just bought the pullback, and just keep it really, really simple. And I like keeping things really, really simple, and that's how I do that. Okay, is I just look for a very steady trend, something like this, and then you just buy the pullback. It keeps it very, very basic, but it's amazing how well that actually works. Right? So that's what I'm looking at on this market, and we'll just see how that works out over the next week. Is this for sure going to happen? I don't know. The market can do absolutely anything that it wants to. The market may come up here and decide that it doesn't want to pop just yet and range a little bit. What if that happens? Before we see another breakout, that could happen. But I think it's a safer bet to be looking to buy and sell pullbacks in the direction of trend. This is a new trend type of thing here on the Aussie dollar, or excuse me, Kiwi dollar, as well as the Euro dollar. Just thought I'd share that with everybody. We've been looking at this for quite some time, so this isn't anything new that you guys haven't seen before if you've been watching the presentations, but I think this is just really, really interesting. With that being said, I just want to thank everybody for coming out today, and we will see you next time.